Is trust the missing link in medical communications? At HealthStar, we believe that trust links belief to action and to brand ownership. And if there's one thing we'd like for you to know about us, it's we really begin every assignment with one goal in mind, and that's achieving the desired change in the behaviors of our professional and patient target audiences. We consider trust the foundation of this behavioral change.
Just like everything else we do, our commitment to trust is guided by the medical literature. We spend a lot of time thinking about the science of medical communications, and just as there's evidence-based medicine, there's an evidence-based medical education.
But even though the literature on principles of adult learning and medical education has been evolving for decades, not everyone puts it into practice the way we do. At HealthStar, it begins with our commitment to full-service medical communications that HCPs and their patients can truly believe in. So let's take a look at what the science tells us about emotional storytelling.
Well, the literature links emotions to interest, learning, retention, and application. Storytelling is the way to elicit emotions, and this has been applied specifically to medical education.
Most of you are familiar with the construction of a scientific message platform as a way to summarize the evidence you want to present about a disease or treatment, and then to use this as a guide for the development of all your medical communications content.
Typically, it takes the form of an outline with 4 to 5 pillars, with each pillar's associated bullets and sub-bullets.
But the real goal isn't only the consistent communication provided by the platform, it's the desired behavior change in your audience that you want the platform to create.
We've replaced the old pillars with the story arc and messages with emotions, as it's that emotional connection that will ultimately catalyze the behavioral changes you want to see.
At each key point in the story, the evidence supports an actual neurobiological event that works to propel the change in your audience's behavior.
So, how do we make sure that we are truly ensuring a behavior change through the evidence-based principles of adult learning? Well, we've put together what we call our 5 R's checklist for transformational learning.
All of the 5 R's on this slide have been shown in the scientific literature to increase the likelihood that medical content will actually be applied in real-life clinical situations. At HealthStar, it's our innovative tactics, all offered through either live or virtual channels, that motivate immediate and enduring action. But it's not just innovation for the sake of innovation, it's innovation with intent.
With our proprietary alternatives to the typical presentation, educational programs that maximize interaction or user-activated self-directed learning, our intent is to explicitly target and transform clinical behaviors.
Our focus is on innovation that optimizes outcomes for our clients, their HCP customers, and ultimately, for patients and their loved ones.
Finally, we want to achieve positive outcomes your brand can own, outcomes that act to reinforce your customers' trust in you and in the patient's trust of their healthcare teams and the medications they're prescribed. Studies have shown that tactics founded on customer relationships result in greater engagement, brand differentiation, and loyalty.
At HealthStar, we relentlessly seek out opportunities to create novel engagements, specifically to deepen relationships with your customers and the audience of the programs we develop.
The evidence and our experience tells us that trust is an essential component of the belief, action, and brand ownership that are at the heart of successful medical communications. The trusting collaboration we forge with our pharmaceutical clients ensures that their HCP and patient customers experience a shared purpose and a unified vision that brings the brand's impetus to life.